Morning all, it's Ricardo and welcome back to another Elite Dangerous Odyssey game update. Well, on the 13th of January, something came into my inbox with a thud. Yeah, you heard it. Odyssey 2021 update. And as soon as you get one of these updates, immediately you think, well, what's going to go wrong now? Right? Because let's face it, we do live in interesting times, and COVID has had a detrimental effect on workforces across the globe. All that being said, though, I can see where Frontier are coming for on this particular update. They say they want to share an update regarding the ongoing development of Elite Dangerous Odyssey. So straight off, right, it's the forebinger of doom. 2020 was a difficult year for many, but in spite of those challenges, they are pleased with their progress to what is truly an ambitious new era of the game. And you can't argue with that, right? It does look really ambitious. They've been delighted with the excitement and positive responses to their development diaries, interviews, streams, and trailers, and want to thank us all, the community and players, for their support. The ongoing impact of the pandemic, however, here it comes, including the renewed lockdowns in 2021 and again in the UK and across the world, the virus is running rife, continues to put added pressure on our teams and ultimately our developmental timeline. We have therefore had to make the difficult decision to make some adjustments and changes to our existing development roadmap. Now, it was always anticipated that this was going to happen, right? If anybody thought that it was going to come out on time, with the best will in the world and faith at Frontier, and I'm not having a go at Frontier, I really am not. It's difficult for companies across the globe to maintain steady order of business when you have some of the workforce isolating, some of the workforce, heaven forbid, having this deadly virus that would impact development. Even though you have people working from home, it's not the same as having people together in a collaborative area and space, no matter if you're using Teams, Google Meet, Cisco WebEx, whatever else you're using. Anyway, they say the PC plans have only been affected by a small amount, however. Alright, so it was anticipated that the early part of 2021. Now they're saying it's going to be, due to difficult decisions, early spring for an alpha. Now, the spring, when does winter really end? Spring, is it going to be February, March, April? Again, they haven't gone down and put a date, but they've said early spring. So, early spring, right? So they do sincerely apologise to all the community players, and they've been waiting patiently, and how disappointing and frustrating. No, not really. I think we've all been playing games for a while, and for those new people coming into the game would realise that, I personally would like a finished product, right? Something as finished as it can be. We don't want to be going down that Star Citizen route, do we, right? I think, by them making this decision, that's what they're trying to avoid, and you can't blame them for that, and you know what, hats off. So they say the alpha early spring 2021. We're continuing with plans to bring an alpha access to our PC players, sorry console boys and girls, and get boots on the ground, good analogy. This will now be a little later than originally planned in early spring. So this is what we're talking about, right? So anytime between February and March. So set expectations, really. Much like our original Elite Dangerous release, we will be taking a phased approach to our alpha, bringing new features and systems online throughout the period. So great, phased alpha, release a little bit, is that working well? Great, thanks very much, let's get the feedback, let's make a few little changes, is it crashing, is it okay on different types of hardware, all that sort of stuff. Does the game flow nicely? Is something completely and utterly mental and people don't like? Are they going to listen? Well, they say they're going to. They'll be sharing further information, including details of feature drops and alpha plans as they get closer to release. So, full disclosure, they're out there. They're saying they're keeping it all very transparent. Look, things are going on, things are happening. You should all be aware of this, and I think we all are aware of what's going on in the world. And this is going to be a bit of a problem. But we're they're adapting to it. They also mention that Elite Dangerous Odyssey Deluxe Alpha and Lifetime Expansion Pass holders, well, that'll be me, will get access to this release. So, they then say that the PC release will be in late spring of 2021. So again, going back to what we saw on Google, late spring, the summer solstice middle of the summer is June 21st. So we can probably expect an April to May release then, I would say. And again, this is pure conjecture. Again, they say, as with every era in Elite Dangerous' history, we'll be closely engaging with our community and continuing to react to feedback, refining Odyssey throughout the console launch. Or through to the console launch. And we're coming onto the consoles now. Elite Dangerous Odyssey pre-orders will be able to access the game with this release. So, great. I've got the Lifetime Expansion Pass. I paid about £100 about 5 years ago, and that's been the best £100 for entertainment I think I've ever spent in regards to a video game. So, on to the console release. Here's the real humdinger for all the console players. So after continued feedback, iterations and balancing, we are targeting a release on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in the autumn of this year. We understand that for many, and I would imagine all console players of Elite, this delay will be frustrating. You'll see all the PC players out there, YouTubers like myself and the rest of the YouTube content creator community going, oh, look at this, look at this, look at this, and not being able to experience it for yourselves. And it will be really frustrating for you. And for my part, in advance, I must apologise for that. But hopefully the PC players will go through the pain for the console players, so you should get perhaps a more polished experience. Look at it that way. You know, every cloud has a silver lining and all that. So they do apologise, especially our console commanders. However, as mentioned previously, we feel it's vital to ensure that the content being released on consoles meets the highest standard, and this will require this additional extension to our roadmap. Although this time we will continue to bring more news, videos and content of the development in progress. We would like to thank you all for your ongoing support, blah 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 blah. So there you have it. If we all look at what Google says about when early spring is, you can see the spring equinox is March the 20th. Okay, but there are no clear definitions, as it says here, of when spring is. So, any time between, let's face it, now and March the 20th, which is not that much of a slip, to be fair. I think a really difficult decision to make for Frontier, but you know, hats off to them to keeping the community in the loop, in the balance, no lies. You know, I think the ambitious date of it coming out early in 2021 was ambitious anyway, and I don't think anyone can really turn around and hands on heart berate them for this, although I'm sure some people will. For me, I would rather have a much more polished experience, a more refined game, and I think for the console players, if I was in their shoes primarily, and I am also a console player as well, and so are my kids, you know, I would be looking at this as a positive experience and to get the most out of Elite Dangerous Odyssey as they possibly can. I've been Ricardo, thanks very much for watching. Check back for more videos in the series and live streams on the weekends and as and when. See you soon.